In the next few minutes, I'm going to be giving you the best Claude AI side hustles that can replace a six-figure job. And a bunch of them are actually being run by people in my community right now. And some of them have actually resulted in my community members making more per month than most senior executives make in a year. And by the way, this is coming from a guy who personally escaped a six-figure pharmacy career to build a YouTube channel that has done over $10 million in revenue. And I've helped my community members collectively do more than $100 million. So when I say that one of these can replace your job, I am not pulling that number out of thin air. I am pulling it from experience, right? You do not need a bigger paycheck. You need to play a different game entirely. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do today. And I'm going to show you how you can do it with Claude. So if you appreciate me making this type of content and you want to see me make more of it in the future, then let me know by gently cheersing that like button. And let's jump into it right now. All right, so number one is what I like to call the career escape. And basically you're gonna become a career coach, but you're gonna start off just by helping people optimize their resumes or their LinkedIn profiles. And you're only gonna do this for one specific six-figure niche. For instance, management consulting placements, federal jobs, big tech engineering, healthcare administration, defense contractors, medical liaisons in the pharmaceutical industry, et cetera, et cetera. The point is you're gonna help people get into one specific career. Now we'll get into how to actually find that career here in a moment, but what you're gonna do when you start off is you're gonna handle the resume writing, the LinkedIn profile rewriting, the interview prep, the salary negotiation scripts, and you can charge $1,500 to $3,000 per package. And the clients will gladly pay for it because the upside that they're buying, $150,000 to $400,000 job, is so big the fee looks like a rounding error. Now, a great example of this is my client and good friend, Davis. He started off by helping people who wanted to become management consultants to make really good management consulting resumes that make it like 10 times more likely that they're gonna land the job. Now, if he would have just generically helped people write their resumes, he might have made $75 per resume, and he would have had to do 100 clients per month to make a full-time income, right? $7,500 a month. But he didn't do that. He started off by specifically helping people get into management consulting careers. And these are very high paying careers. And one of the cool things about it is you don't necessarily need a specific degree to get into the career. In fact, you can just get any degree pretty much and get in if you know how to do it. And there were so many people that were finding themselves with these quote unquote useless degrees in many cases where they couldn't really find a job, but then they realized, holy crap, I can actually become a management consultant. And those are the exact people that he was helping. So the payoff for them, if they were able to land the job, was huge. And he was able to easily help them land jobs. So he started off just doing resumes, then he helped them optimize their LinkedIn profile, and then he expanded to entire career coaching, right? Helping them do absolutely everything they need to land the job. And he was able to easily charge them over $10,000 to do this. But early on, he was charging around $2,500 per package. So compare this to the generic resume coach, right? $75 per resume times 100 clients per month is $7,500 per month. And this is burnout city, right? That is a recipe for disaster. Whereas Davis, even when he first started, was charging around $2,500 per package. And at 30 clients per month, which actually isn't that hard to get, he was making around $75,000 per month, doing way less work and making 10 times more money. And it's because he wasn't positioning himself as a commodity, he was positioning himself as a niche career coach. He was helping people specifically get into management consultant careers. And then he stacked a YouTube channel on top of his career coaching agency, and that blew up his personal brand even more. We helped him over 4x the amount of money he was making from YouTube and scale his business to multiple seven figures a year. So here's how to start this. Pick one high-paying job category that you understand, like finance, tech, healthcare, federal, defense. Use Claude to draft a generic resume and LinkedIn template for that niche. Then offer your first 5 clients a discounted rate of $300 to $500 in exchange for video testimonials. You can even do it for free if you'd like. And by the way, you want to, of course, personalize each resume from your generic template that you made. And then you can raise it to $1,500 to $3,000 once you have some proof. And then start a YouTube channel doing weekly resume teardowns in your niche, or just making content in general about whatever that career path is. And that can become your inbound lead engine forever. Now, if you don't believe that this works, I have literally done this in like 30 different niches, okay? Like this is one of the easiest ways to make money. My client Seth, for instance, does it in digital marketing, and Seth crushed it and made a 7-figure business. My client Josh does it for certain entry-level IT and cybersecurity careers. We helped him make $185,000 in a single month. My client Nicole does it for women specifically in the cybersecurity industry, and not just any cybersecurity career, but GRC, which is governance, risk, and compliance. My client Bill helps accountants become financial controllers. He had a 7 $70,000 month. And I could just go on and on and on here. The point is, this is a relatively boring side hustle, right? You're just helping people do the same thing over and over again. You're helping them get the job that you probably already got yourself, but it is incredibly lucrative. And honestly, these specific niche career coaches do a way better job than college does at helping people get jobs. So yeah, I've told so many people about this opportunity because it's just so common. Like nobody wants to do this because it's so boring, but it's just so easy to make money doing this. And this is actually what I started off with as well. When I very first started, I was actually a pharmacy career coach, right? I was teaching people how to get into pharmacy school and eventually become a pharmacist. And then I expanded to other careers. And then I basically settled on helping people get certain types of remote jobs, ones that specifically are high in demand and can pay you right away. And I scaled that business to multiple 7 figures a year. Now, by the way, all the supplementary Claude information, the prompts as well as the skills are going to be linked in the description in the pinned comment below. So click down there to check those out. And you can use those as we go along here because that'll help you because obviously you might be confused about which one to go into, et cetera, et cetera. But generally speaking, it's a good idea to go into something that you've of course already done yourself or you are in the process of doing yourself right now. So just as an example, before I became a pharmacist, I obviously couldn't teach people how to become a pharmacist. But what I did is I taught them how to pass this test called the PCAT or the Pharmacy College Admissions Test. And that was my first taste of being a career coach. All right, the next side hustle we're going to talk about is what I like to call the YouTube cheat code. And this one actually goes hand in hand with almost all of the other side hustles on this list because the truth is just about any side hustle out there that you hear about works. The only problem is you need traffic, right? If people don't know that you exist, they can never buy anything from you. And without a doubt, the highest quality traffic that is available is on YouTube, right? Long form content makes the money, right? Long form content is where the money's at. Always remember that. Short form content is good for getting attention, but long form content is where the actual money's at. Long form content converts people into customers. And honestly, if I had to start over from zero today with nothing but Claude and a laptop, this is the one that I would pick. So you take a skill that you already understand, something that pays at least $80,000 a year in the corporate world, or you just look at the problems that you've solved in the past, or you just look at passions that you have. Typically things that you find passionate, but other people don't, right? So a really good quote that I like from Naval Ravikant is do something that seems like play to you, but feels like work to other people. And then you build a YouTube channel teaching people how to do that same thing or solve that problem. And for the vast majority of that audience, you're just gonna give value away for free. But a very small percentage of that audience is gonna wanna work with you one-on-one, right? They're gonna want extra hand-holding, one-on-one coaching, or some sort of service, like you literally just doing the work for them. And then Claude handles the back end, right? Video research, script structure, lesson plan generation, the copy for the offer page, onboarding sequences, curriculum building. You handle the human part, right? The camera, the calls, and the relationships. And a salary is a flat ceiling, but YouTube has no ceiling at all. Now, my client Josh is the perfect example here. I mentioned him earlier, and he had a good salary. In fact, he had a great salary. He was making 6 figures a year, but he felt stuck, not only in terms of his salary, but more in terms of his freedom. And he started a YouTube channel teaching people how to break into cybersecurity, and we helped him get all the way up to $186,000 in a single month before he even hit 100,000 subscribers. And let me put that in perspective for you, right? The highest paid cybersecurity job in the United States, the actual 6-figure dream job that people grind 10 years to get, pays around $150,000 to $250,000 a year on average. Josh is doing that in around 1 month from a channel that's smaller than most influencers that nobody has ever heard of. And he is not special. He is just running the playbook, the same playbook that so many other people have done. So here's how to get started. Again, pick a skill or a career path or a problem or something along those lines that you already know that people are actually willing to pay money for. Make 5 YouTube videos teaching beginners how to break into a career path, for instance, or how to solve the problem that you're talking about. Then build a $1,500 to $5,000 coaching offer or a service for those tiny amount of people who want handholding. Then use Claude as the research brain behind every video and every coaching curriculum and get 5 to 10 active coaching clients per month. And you're making $25,000 to $50,000 per month at minimum. Now, by the way, if you want help picking your niche, obviously the Claude skills are going to help a lot. Again, links in the description, in the pinned comment below. And by the way, when you're using those Claude skills or prompts, try to go back and forth with it. You know, have it interview you, ask it questions, et cetera, et cetera. But if you really want to level up and get to the next level, pick your niche or dial in your niche. If you already have one, we actually created a skill that is specific for this. It's available with both Claude skills as well as ChatGPT, and it is trained on thousands of hours of us helping our clients pick their niche. And I will be giving that away completely free at the live training that I'm doing this week. So click the link in the description and the pinned comment below to attend that. Hey, quick break. I'm going to be doing a live training this week on how to start a YouTube channel step-by-step for beginners. This is going to be for people who want to start a channel, but they don't know what niche to pick, what videos to make, or how to actually get started the right way. And it's a completely free training, no strings attached. In fact, I'm giving away even more bonuses at the training. So just as an example, I'm going to be giving away my niche validator. This is going to be available both for ChatGPT as well as Claude, which is a super valuable piece of software where you can finally figure out what the best niche for you is. So do not miss out on this training. Make sure you sign up for it down in the description and the pinned comment below, because you only get it if you join the training. So if you don't join now, you might miss it. But that being said, in the workshop, you'll get to meet me, and you'll get to ask me questions directly. So I look forward to seeing you in there. So click the link in the description and the pinned comment below, put it in your calendar. And if for whatever reason you missed out on it or you weren't able to attend, make sure you still click that link, because we might be having workshops in the future as well, and you'll be the first to know about it. So yeah, hope to see you there. And now back to your regularly scheduled content. All right, next is the compliance goldmine. And this is the one that almost nobody is talking about yet, which is exactly why it's so good. So every Fortune 500 right now is in full panic mode about AI governance. Lawmakers are writing new AI regulations every quarter. The EU AI Act is live, and the NIST AI risk management framework is everywhere. And ISO 42001 just dropped. And there is almost zero supply of people who understand both the AI side and the compliance side. So if you can become one of those people, companies will pay you $200 to $500 an hour to walk them through it. And if you're thinking, well, Shane, that sounds really boring. Yeah, it is. It is really boring, but that is where the money's at. A lot of the time there's billions in the boring, right? The boring is where the money's at. Because honestly, anywhere the legal exposure is high, the fees are also high. So think about who gets paid the most in any economy. Lawyers, accountants, FDA consultants, compliance officers. It's almost always the people standing between a company and a fine, or a company and getting shut down. And AI compliance is the brand new entry on that list. And right now there is no line. Now, a real example here is my client, Nicole. I mentioned her before. She runs GRC for Mere Mortals, and she had an $80,000 month teaching people how to get into GRC. And of course, one of the hottest things is GRC plus AI. And believe it or not, Claude is better at doing this than most pros are. Now, of course, you want to double check Claude's work. You can't just rely on AI, but it can help you do it way better, way faster, and do more of it. Okay, next we're going to talk about what I like to call the skill factory. And this is the one where Claude itself becomes the product that you are selling. So a skill in Claude terms is a packaged Claude project that does one specific job really, really well for one specific industry. For instance, a sales call analyzer for B2B SaaS companies, a listing description writer for real estate agencies, or an intake summary generator for law firms, or an onboarding sequence builder for coaching businesses, right? So you interview a business owner about their workflow, and then you build them a custom skill that they can use forever that's going to save them massive amounts of time, effort, and money. You charge a setup fee and then a monthly retainer to maintain and improve it. And a lot of the time they'll hire you to do other jobs for them as well. And every small business needs this person, right? Like an AI automation expert, but almost nobody knows how to build this stuff. And this is the exact same opportunity as building custom Excel templates was in the 90s, except now the templates are AI powered, and the fees are 10 times harder, and there are about 300 people on earth who actually know how to build them well. But it's actually not that hard to build them. And the best proof that I can give you is literally me. I have built countless different custom skills for the workflow of running this channel. Literally any problem you can possibly think of when it comes to YouTube, where it's something where you have to do it over and over again, I have probably built a custom skill for it. But some of the most common ones are video idea generation, title and thumbnail design, script writing, audience language mining, monetization mapping, niche selection, etc., etc. And every single one of these is a packaged Claude project that I can run in 30 seconds. Now imagine selling that same capability to a 50-person law firm, or a regional real estate brokerage, or a 10-store franchise. They have no idea where to start, but you can charge $5,000 to $10,000 to build the skill, plus a monthly maintenance fee. So here's how to get started with this. Pick one industry that you know really well: real estate, law, e-com, healthcare admin, financial advisory, etc., etc. Build one flagship skill for that industry as your demo: sales call analyzer, listing description writer, intake summary generator, and then charge $25,000 to $10,000 for the build, and charge $500 to $1,500 a month for skill maintenance, like updates, new use cases, prompt improvements, etc., etc. And if you get 10 clients on retainer, it puts you at 6 figures of recurring revenue. Plus you get the money for the initial build out as well. All right, number 5 is the call decoder. And this might be one of the most leveraged services on this entire list. Every company that does sales calls, right? Every company that gets clients, we're talking coaches, agencies, B2B, B2B reps, SaaS demo teams, high ticket consultants, online service providers, in-person service providers, right? We work with a lot of companies that are like realtors or real estate companies. We work with a lot of medical type businesses like dental cosmetics, law firms, financial advisors, etc. Basically any type of company that gets clients and has to do sales calls or sales meetings of some sort. If they record their sales calls, they are sitting on a literal gold mine of recorded calls that they never analyze, right? They record them out of habit, they file them away, and they never touch them again. So you walk in, you take the last 50 to 200 of their calls, you feed them through a Claude workflow, and you hand back a voice of customer report. The exact objections that their prospects keep raising, the exact phrases their best buyers use, and the exact reasons that deals stall before close. And honestly, I will go ahead and be the first proof to point on this one, right? I run my own sales call transcripts back through Claude every single quarter. Sometimes I do it once a month. And I find the exact objections that people keep raising on coaching calls. I rewrite those exact objections into YouTube hooks for the next batch of videos. I use them to make VSLs or sales pages. I use them to make all of my marketing content, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And those videos, for instance, they pull in more leads and they've come in better qualified because they've already heard their own concerns addressed before they even book, right? So I know exactly who my clients are. I know exactly what objections they have with the exact words as well, right? I'm a busy person. I can't create at the pace needed. But for B2C, the number one objection was that they didn't know what the program included. So what do you think I started doing? Well, I started talking about what my programs include. So yeah, I do this for myself. I also do it for my clients sometimes, and it's the single workflow that adds the most leverage to anything else I am building. This is the one that I would sell as a service first if I were starting over. I cannot emphasize how unbelievably powerful this is. Now here's how to start. Build one Claude project that takes sales call transcripts and outputs a voice of customer report. We're talking objections, language patterns, deal stall reasons, et cetera, et cetera. Reach out to 20 of a specific type of business. So it could be a coaching business or a B2B agency or a SaaS company, any type of business that has sales calls. Then offer the first 3 a free pilot in exchange for testimonials. And then after that, charge $2,500 to $5,000 for a one-time mining engagement. Plus, if they want you to do it ongoing and then automatically tell you the changes that are happening in their sales process, you can charge another $1,500 to $3,000 a month. 5 to 10 retainers equals a clean 6-figure recurring revenue. And of course, I recommend promoting any of these different types of businesses with YouTube, but also I recommend using AI with the businesses, either selling the AI directly or using AI to sell something that people are already buying and doing it 10 times faster, 10 times better, or doing 10 times more of it, or sometimes all 3. And that's something that I'm gonna be going over in my live training. So like I said before, click that link in the description in the pinned comment below, especially if you wanna learn exactly how to do this with YouTube. So how to pick your niche, how to figure out what exactly to sell to them, how to monetize your YouTube channel properly, and a step-by-step guide to get started. And again, it's a completely free live training, so click that link in the description in the pinned comment below. And I know that 99% of you are just gonna watch my videos. You're gonna get a ton of value out of these. Like, these are actual incredibly valuable businesses that you can start. Oh, and by the way, I didn't mention at the end, you can literally ask me questions too, right? But you're gonna attend my live trainings, get a ton of value out of that, and we're never gonna end up working together. But I know that there's 1% of you out there, maybe 0.1% of you out there that are actually a good fit to work directly with us. And you're gonna want that one-on-one tension so you can get there faster with less effort, 10 times better, and do more of it, right? And some of you are gonna want one-on-one coaching, but some of you are just gonna want us to literally do the work for you. So if that sounds like you, go ahead and book a call with us by clicking the link in the description in the pinned comment below. We only accept about 18% of people who try to work with us, and it's actually going down. We're getting pickier and pickier with that. In fact, right now, we're only accepting about 3 to 5 people. And the types of people we typically work with are business owners who want to use YouTube to grow and make money on their business. Oftentimes, these are online business owners like coaches, consultants, agency owners, online service providers, or experts. But we also work with some types of localized businesses like realtors, law firms, financial advisors, and cosmetic dentists. And the second type of person that we work with is going to be YouTubers who are getting a lot of views, but they're struggling with monetization and they kind of want to make an offer and sell some stuff. The third type of business we work with is YouTubers who are crushing it, but they want to crush it even harder. And then the fourth type of business we work with are people who are professionals. People who have a lot of value to give to the world, right? They're an expert at something and they want to solve other people's problems on YouTube by making educational content. And they want to make a ton of money and get a lot of leads for their business that they're starting. So if that sounds like you, again, click that link in the description in the pinned comment below to check it out. And also check out this video of me literally interviewing one of my clients, Davis, in real life, talking about exactly how we helped him grow his YouTube channel and his business.